beautiful people. It's finally Friday. I'm excited about this. It's supposed to be nice out this weekend, and it's actually 55 right now, so I feel like it's summer in upstate New York. Today is May 15th, which means it's been 3 years since I've moved back to New York and started my current job. Today's my 3-year anniversary, I suppose. And it's also the first time I ever went to a meeting at group, which was a contingency of me getting out of treatment. I never would have found the Center for Problem Gambling, which you guys have met some of the other clients from there and past interviews. And I have to say, I can definitely say that the Center for Problem Gambling has changed my life as well. Between the people I meet and the things I've learned, the application of how they do recovery, it's all been impactful. And actually, if we didn't do coping skills on Monday nights, that's the name of our group, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. I mean, a lot of this evolved since being here. There's a lot of variables. You know, I give definitely Paul Churchill a ton of credit to, inspiring me to do a podcast because I loved his so much. But I listen to his show on the way to group every Monday. So we can say that, that all tied into me being here. Whatever led me here. And again, I find it fun to kind of see. Yesterday it was like find the positives and the negatives. So I could have looked at coming back to New York as a lot of negatives. The weather, for example, that I whine about all the time. The fact that I would miss my Kansas City friends so much. Like, the people out there were so amazing and so good to me. But I didn't look at it as a positive or a negative. It was a positive. It was a reset, and I got a lot of gifts out of being here. And if I had to be here to maybe find my way back to Kansas City someday and to be a whole person or a better person when I get back there, then it'll be worth the journey. So that ties in yesterday and today. May's a crazy month for me with dates, and you're probably going to hear a little more as we go on. I'll share with you because I'm already thinking about all these dates that are significant, and they're probably going to bother me more on the days that they're here. But they're not here. Today's a let's celebrate. I've been in New York 3 years, I guess, or 3 years that I've met the center. I'm good with celebrating those parts of my May dates. All right, today's reading, I think you're going to find kind of ironic. It's going to be funny how we listened to it in the pandemic, and then I'm not going to take down these daily episodes, even though they're dated, like legit dated, not dated, old-fashioned dated. I'm not going to take them down. So it'll be very interesting to see how we hear this when the pandemic's over, or if we reflect back to what it was like 6 months ago. So here goes. Iron rusts from disuse. Stagnant water loses its purity, and in cold weather becomes frozen. Even so does inaction sap the vigors of the mind. Leonardo da Vinci. Being idle is so easy. Sometimes we want to make it a full-time job. Our lives are filled with getting to and from places, with work, with family and friends, with obligations and requirements and rules to remember. When we have spare time, we're tempted to just sit back and take it easy. But this can be habit forming, and soon the easy way is the only way we're willing to go. It's too cold to go to a meeting. It's much too work to call our sponsor. We've put in a full day. Now it's time to relax and take it easy. The television goes on. It's too much trouble to read, to think, to change. This attitude is dangerous for us. In recovery, there's no standing still. We either go forward or we go backward. When we become more active, we soon discover we feel more alive, vital, and stronger, more excited about life, happier, and more fulfilled. We look forward to prayer and meditation, eager to commune with our higher power and feel his peace. There's so much to know, so much to see, so much to do in the world, and every minute of every day is our chance to be part of it. In time, we find ourselves looking forward to all we can do and becoming all we can become. Today, help me take advantage of all that life offers me. Can you see how it's pretty interesting? Telling us to slow down, or that slowing down leads us to almost stopping or sitting still. That's what I heard out of that. And it is so much easier at times to just veg on the couch or stay inside. I've been guilty of it. I've been guilty of it this week. It's been too cold to go bike riding. And if David isn't coming, then I haven't been motivated to go. I had no excuse. Like yesterday, I was awake before the alarm clock. So there's days that I succeed at this, and there's days I fail at this. You know, we're all human, and it's okay. But I loved that one line: inaction saps the vigor of the mind. And there may be a lot of people through quarantine that have just like lost their oomph. Can you say oomph on a podcast? I don't even know if you guys know that's a real word. I'm saying it's a real word. Anyway, but they lose their motivation or their interest. And again, it's funny because I can get up. When I first moved here, I would get up at, say, 5 or 6 on a Saturday, and I would be at the Y, and there was an 8 o'clock class on Saturday mornings, and I started going to that within the first month of me being here. And then I would go down to a GA meeting, then maybe hit group, and then have a very productive weekend. Back when I first got here, I used to have to work every weekend. And so I'd go in the office. I'd have more done by 11 o'clock. And then the rest of the weekend, I would kick butt. Like once you get in that zone, it's amazing how much you can get done. Now there's weekends that if I don't have obligations, I could waste away a whole Saturday. And I tell myself it's okay to do that once in a while. Even though I'll tell myself on the front side, you have permission to be a bum today or whatever, or to not go somewhere. I will tell you that I almost always regret it. I always feel like, I could have done more. I could have been more productive. And that's a practice too, to forgive ourselves for not being productive, if that's how we operate. And that is how I operate. And who knows, maybe that's a symptom of being a gambler, a problem gambler, that, you know, we always got to be in action, always got to be in motion. Where do we get all that energy from when we're betting for 24 or 36 hours straight with no sleep? So we're capable of teaching our bodies and minds to do what we want. Maybe not effectively, but we bully our bodies. I know I bully my body. There's different things that really drive my energy level. Like when I was in the stores and big floral holidays, I would love that. Again, wake up 2, 3 in the morning. All right, let me go to the store. Let me get my load. Let me have everything, perfect, and just feel that preparedness. And then the rest of the holiday goes well. If you get a nice, good jump and people aren't in your way when you get set up, like you can move through your goals a little quicker without distraction and interruption. And we can kind of apply that to life too. If we're focused on getting better every day, our recovery's gotta be always in our mind, in my opinion. Let's switch out the word recovery for a minute. Let's switch it out with self-improvement or evolution. Like we have to well, I guess you don't have to focus on anything. You can become like rusted iron or dirty water, or you can keep moving forward. And I'll tell you, whatever you want to call it, moving forward is so much more satisfying and beautiful. And the rewards are just amazing to not feel chained up by the thoughts of gambling. Like I literally walk by a casino 2 to 3 times a day, some days, sometimes 4 actually. And I don't even associate it, even though it's the place that I had my last bet. We didn't have a long-term relationship, but I go by there. I don't even think of it. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't imagine myself in there. My heart doesn't beat faster. I don't have the urges and cravings. I don't have a relationship with this particular casino or all of this moving forward and keeping my brain stimulated on taking care of myself and protecting myself and coming from a place of gratitude where I'm so happy and grateful and blessed with all the things that have happened in my life and how the last 3 years just keep opening amazing doors. I never, if you told me I was going to go to Thailand and Cambodia and experience 28 beautiful people on the trip that I've never met before and do things like meet monks and go to temples. And I was never open-minded enough to do any of that. Not so much. I mean, I probably would have met the strangers okay, but to go halfway across the world to not drink for 2 weeks and think about things differently, both historically and then going forward, and be open-minded to somehow Paul does his stuff. Like, I would have been just not a nice person. Like, I can remember thinking so clearly, like, those yoga people are freaky, or those meditation people, like, are you kidding? I'm not going to do that. That's embarrassing. I don't even know what I would have been embarrassed about for sitting still and closing my eyes to just slow down my brain. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So, I kind of, bounced all over again. I guess the moral of the story is, another line I liked in here is, the attitude is dangerous for us. It's much too much work to do those things, to call someone when we're not feeling well, or to take a walk, or go to a group or a meeting. So I think we have to push through the work, just like when we're working on things that have to do with pain or ugly feelings we're not crazy about. We have to push through them, or we're not moving forward. So those are my thoughts. Tonight is another Justin concert, and that'll be my big self-care on the couch time. And I will say that it has been one of the most healing, hours of my week, or my every couple weeks. He is, the music when he does the concerts is beautiful, but then going to his meetings on Tuesday night and his presence to be out there and keeping in touch with his tribe. I've felt very engaged and I'm learning just by doing that. Like, that's part of my moving forward, as he shares his journey to sobriety, and that's what he does. He's always offering a piece of himself. The more I'm learning from him, so it's another way of my personal development. I was never interested in music before. Like I'm so bummed right now because I'm nervous about the way he was talking yesterday. I just am afraid that the real concert might get postponed again. And I'm trying to not think that way, but there's just so much uncertainty. Anyway, the other thing significant about today is that New York is starting to open up. So they say, we're still not going back to the office or anything. So you get the good fortune of hanging out with me twice a day for, I don't know how long more, but more. All right, beautiful people. I am sorry that I don't have a full episode for you today, but I guess we'll call this like how the football players have a bye week. This will be like a bye week since there's 23 current episodes after this publishes. I think you have enough to choose from. I hope you have enough to choose from. Lots of topics and different twists and turns this takes every day. So, all right. Thank you so much. I hope that you have a great day, and I'll chat with you tonight. Thanks, beautiful people.